Hello, I'm here with Stephen Kanne, co-founder and executive vice president of managed services. Stephen, I'm so happy that you're here. You just finished the Resilient Transformation Academy and the Accelerator program, and you had an incredible transformation in the academy. And so I would love for you to share with people that may be listening, what were some of the things that you were facing before you and I started working together?
You bet. Well, thank you for having me on, and this is an honor for me to be sharing this. Before the academy, I I was really looking for how I could be different and better in my daily life, my relationships with my family, my friends, and then at my office with my team. And so for me, it was about being more present, being aware of what was going on around me every day, and which I hope would lead me to just better focus and strengthen my relationship with people. That's what I was looking for. And before that, I really felt the disconnect. I felt stress. I felt anxiety. Uh, I was using uh, looking for not using, but looking for quick fixes, like quick fixes to take me away from the situation mentally. Um, and from It was bothering me. And I knew there was a better way.
You were facing a lot before we started working together. And how was your sleep? Did you have good sleep before we started working together?
I did not. I never have a problem falling asleep, but for me, it's about getting good sleep. And I quit dreaming a long time ago, and it's funny now because I dream every night, and I have really vivid dreams, and none of them make any sense. But I have very vivid dreams, and I remember every one of them in the morning, and I share them with my wife. We laugh about them, but when I have those dreams like that, I know I'm getting really deep sleep and I'm in that really deep REM sleep, and I feel great in the morning. So yeah, that's something that's returned to my life.
Wow, that probably gives you a whole lot more energy just getting the amount of sleep that you're getting right now and the deep, restful sleep.
Absolutely, yes.
So, all the things that you had just mentioned, what had you tried in the past to try to resolve these challenges?
Yeah, well, I've done other coaching, and I've worked with other professional coaches and even counseling of some sort. I've even tried hypnosis, but those worked, but they were very short-lived. Nothing that I learned there really stuck with me. Um, it sounded great at the time, but to me, they were just quick fixes. I didn't get the tools that I needed to the tools that would last me, throughout the rest of my life that I could lean on.
Yeah, the tools that would last the rest of your life. So, what is different about what you learned and the tools that is working this time and that you can use for the rest of your life?
Yeah, well, the big one is the head and heart connection, right? You talk about the heart focused breathing. Um, I've never experienced that before. My wife is in healthcare and she talks about it. And the shocking thing for me was that we had a conversation one evening, and I said that for the first time in my life, I actually felt the connection between my head and my heart. And she says, "You've never felt that before?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Wow, I've always felt that." And it blew her away. And it was emotional for me. It was a very emotional moment for me because I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I been missing? Because for the first time in my life, I felt it. And it was an amazing experience.
Wow. Head heart connection for the first time in your life. How are you using this head heart connection in your business life and in your personal life?
Oh boy. You know, so it helps me refocus. It helps me recenter. So anytime that I feel like the train might be going off the tracks a little bit, the cars going in the ditch, I center myself by focusing on my breathing and focusing on my heart breathing, and it just calms me. And Julie, you and I have done some exercises where we got on a call and I was feeling sluggish, and I said, I really just don't feel like I have much energy. And we've done a session and a coherent session, and the energy I get was instantaneous. And so I use it on days where I don't have the energy that I think I should, because I love to have energy. I'm a high energy person, so it works for me. And then not only that, but it helps me keep from getting handcuffed by emotions. I
Hmm.
I I, I no longer, almost rarely ever get handcuffed. When I say handcuffed by emotions, but trapped right in that swampland. No, I quickly pull myself out and stay much above the negativity, and remain positive.
So you can self-regulate for greater energy. You can manage your emotions, not get stuck in the swampland. How does that equate to increased productivity in your life?
Oh boy, being somebody with ADHD all my life and struggling to stay focused, when I do that, my focus I can zero in on anything I want to almost instantaneously now. And I was sharing with you earlier about resolving problems, and usually at my company, when there's a problem and other people flounder for a while to try to solve it, it ends up with me, and I look at it and I'm like, this isn't a big problem. This is an easy problem to solve. So, a lot of that has to do with uh, just being able to focus, right? You mentioned, what is your relationship to problems? Well, I don't have emotion about the problem. And so I can look at it pretty black and white. So when you can see something, it's black and white, just very clear, it's it's easy to solve.
And you say, because earlier you said, I don't get stuck in the emotional swamp. And now you're able to look at something black and white. Is that part of what you learned is, oh, I see an emotion coming up about this problem, but I can turn it off or I can self regulate it so the
Yeah.
emotion doesn't take over and I can
Every
look at reality as reality and
every
solve
time.
the problem.
Yes, Julie, every time. That is how I do it. And it's also led me to, I mean, it's not that I've ever shied away from difficult conversations, but now difficult conversations are what people would consider difficult, to me, are not difficult conversations. So it's almost, I just have a whole different look at the world today than I did before this.
It's a
And
whole
it,
different
yeah, and it,
perspective.
yeah, it's a different perspective. And I say the world, but I just have a different energy about the universe around
How does that translate into your beingness? Because we say we're human beings, not human doings, but we mistake doing for so much, like we had to get things done in order to be something. And what I'm hearing you say is that your way of being and your way of looking at the world is completely different. So are you showing up different in your personal relationships with your family and with your business?
me. Yes, I definitely am, especially with my family and my relationship with my wife. My relationship with my wife, and we've been married, it'll be 30 years next year. Uh, it's as it's as good as it's ever been right now. Our conversations and our communication is at a whole new level. And it's an amazing feeling. We're empty nesters now, and so it was really weird at first. So that happened 2 years ago. The last 2 years, it was kind of strange being empty nesters, but with this program, and the work that she's doing on herself as well, it's really transformed our relationship. And as far as here at the office, I'm the person that brings the energy to the office. So when I'm not in the office, people notice, even if they don't, they just know, they can tell whether I'm in the office or not by the level of energy. And we have a big building, and we have 70 people in this building. And everyone will say, when you're here, the energy is much different than when you're not.
So, I've been reading a lot of statistics about managers, and the statistics are showing now today that people who are led by hot headed managers, people that are quick to react or get angry, they're like 50% more likely to leave their jobs. They're 40% more likely to not produce. because of hot-headed managers. And what I'm hearing you say is that you're walking in as somebody who can manage their emotions, who brings a lot of energy. What are you noticing as the productivity of your team and how they respond to you?
Oh, well, I changed roles recently, and brought in a person to take over the role I was in, and basically the day-to-day operations of a pretty large team. And when I announced that to the team, it's 30 people, they were sad, and they told me, "Well, I'm sad." I'm like, "Why are you sad?" "Because you're leaving." And I'm like, "Well, actually, I'm not leaving. I'm just going to change my role a little bit." But they were really sad and emotional, and it was a lot of members of the team that I wouldn't be there for them and bring the energy and bring the leadership. And so it was one of those deals where there's a little period of time where this they had to really, okay, no, Steve isn't going anywhere. He's still here and he's still a big part of our team. So that made me feel really good because it told me, okay, I'm doing something right. And we also measure employee engagement scores. We use Gallup, and my team has by far the highest employee engagement team of the entire company, and it's a lot. Like, there's a big gap, and the rest of the company's good, but my team is really good, and that makes me feel good. So
Wow.
yeah.
So it sounds like a lot of the things that you implemented through this academy has led to even being a greater leader and having your teams produce more and having them enjoy working at your company with you as the leader.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, we have zero turnover over the last 2 years, and that's unheard of for us, and especially in our industry. And even how I manage people and how I say coach them. I'm not a coach. I'm a leader, but when they get down, when they get low on energy, my first question is always to them, "What are you feeling right now?" And they look at me like, nobody's ever asked me what I'm feeling. I'm like, "Well, there's something going on. What are you feeling? Take inventory of your body. What are you feeling?" And and once they start telling me, and we start talking through it, and I'll push back sometimes, say, "Well, there's something there, but once I get them to acknowledge what they're feeling and what their feelings are, it helps them then verbalize, maybe what they're struggling with, and they appreciate that. They really do.
I hear you say that and I think about a manager that really cares. And that's what I really get about you is that you care about your teams. You want to know about them. It's like compassionate
Mhm.
leadership and servant leadership.
Yep.
So beautiful. So you've learned so many amazing things. And I know when we were talking before this, you said, I'm a changed man. I'm a different person.
Hmm.
What what was it that changed you so much as you went through this program?
Um, I think it was the ability really for me to connect with my emotions, right? It was to connect with my heart and take inventory of my emotions. I think that was the biggest thing right there. Uh, but there's so many of the tools and things that I learned throughout this, the experiences that other people share as I think about them and process them, and my desire to be better, and your ability to hold me accountable to that, and call me out when I'm missing something, right? So uh, I don't know if I can pinpoint one thing other than the fact that I'm able to be, like you said, the awareness around my emotions, because I believe, where awareness goes, energy flows. Right. That was something I learned at an EO event. Right. But I'm a big believer in that. And when my awareness is wandering and it's not where it should be, then I'm wasting energy. Energy is going into a place where I can't use it. It's no good. And if I can refocus and refocus, recenter, focus my energy on the things that matter, the things that bring me joy, the things that help others, man, that's huge.
Wow. You have such an awareness of your energy and such an awareness. And we always talk about emotion as energy and emotion, energy and motion. And what I'm hearing you say is, I'm so aware of my energy and I'm so aware of my emotions and I can self direct it. I mean, that's really becoming masterful when you can self direct it and not let the emotions run you.
Right. Yes.
Very masterful. And so you had shared at the very beginning, you said you've tried a lot of other things, but nothing really stuck. And you now have these tools for the rest of your life. And you have said, I'm changed basically from the inside out, not the outside in.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So
And I'm
how
looking, yeah, I was just saying, I'm looking to change even more. I want to improve. I want to get better. I think I just scratched the surface of what I can do and be.
Well, I think the beauty of it is, and we talk about this in the foundational program, is we move from survival to creation. And in the state of survival, that's irritability, that's anxiety, that's not being able to sleep, that's depression. And what we teach is how to self regulate to get that foundation of coherence so that once you can get the foundation, your nervous system is in alignment. And what I'm hearing you say is you've got that in the foundational piece is you've got the foundation of the nervous system being in alignment so you can build on top of that. Is there anything else that you'd like to share around that?
Um, you know, it, there's so many, I have so many thoughts right now and things that I've learned. But I just encourage anyone that's considering, your program to know that what you do works. Uh, but you have to own your own experience, and you have to be disciplined and not you have to be all in, and it works. And I've gotten a lot of value, more value than I could even have imagined. And so that's why I keep coming back for more, because I know that there's even, like I said before, even better things in store for me, and that affects other people as well. And that brings me joy when I can make a difference in people's lives. So I'm going to keep working on it and just see where it takes me. I'm excited. I know it's going to be there. So yeah,
You,
looking forward to the future.
you certainly have the foundational pieces. And so, how are you going to use this moving forward?
Well, I can tell you, I'm going to continue to strengthen my relationships. I'm going to continue to create the future that I desire. It's one of the things that we're working on now in our next chapter. And you talk about, think about the things that you want to create and immerse yourself in that. So that's what I've been doing. I've been thinking about what I want to create, and not really what I want to create, what I'm going to create. And I'm envisioning the future. I'm looking down the road going, this is what it's going to look like for me in a year, in 3 years, in 5 years, 10 years. I can see it. And I know that's where I'm gonna be. So it isn't a question of, man, how am I gonna get there? I'm there. Time's just gotta time's gotta go by, but I'm already there. I mean,
Yeah.
I see myself and where I'm at in the future, and I like it because it's where I want to be.
Oh, I love that. You are being defined by a vision of the future versus the memories of the past.
Yep.
And
So
that is the key. And you now have
sure.
all the tools to line that up and stack it, get fully aligned, and then just allow that to happen as you're aligned in your actions and behaviors.
Yeah.
So,
And yeah, that's all part of that green light language, right? And when you can just say, it's not where I want to be. No, that's where I am. And I really truly believe I'm there now. I just have to let time pass for all the things that happen in between life, but it's there. And it's there just sitting there, and I'm gonna walk into that in 5 years and 10 years. So
such a pleasure to just watch you thrive and excel and create. And I'm sure that as other people are watching this, are looking at this saying, what a transformation and how inspiring. And so I just really want to thank you for sharing your journey and your transformation today. And also thank you especially for your dedication and commitment to this program, because what we see is that the people that are most successful in this program, they are committed, they're dedicated, and they do the work. You have
yeah.
done the work and it has paid off. I mean, your ROI is like tenfold, maybe even more on this.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, immeasurable.
Yeah, so it's just such a pleasure. I cannot wait to see where you're going to be a year from now and 5 years from now. It's very, very exciting. Very
Mm,
exciting. So
good.
Congratulations on your journey. Congratulations on your transformation, and keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you.